In this video, we're going to have a look at how to use trigonometry to find the area of a triangle. Now, if you were ever given what we might call an angle sandwich, if you're given an angle and you're also given each side, either side of that angle, then we can use a particular formula to find the area of the triangle. Now, that formula is that the area is a half AB sine C, where C is the angle and A and B are the two sides either side of the angle. It's absolutely vital that the two sides you choose are either side of the angle that you're given. Now, let's have a look at a couple of examples and we'll see how we get on with these. So here we have our angle. We have each side, either side of it. So we're ready to just launch into the equation, into the formula, and say that the area is a half of AB sine C. Now, don't worry too much about how we're naming the sides and the angles and so on, as long as you remember that the angle is in between, sandwiched in between the two sides, then you can just plug in the values and work out the area quite easily. So this is going to be a half times 5 times 2.7 times sine of 120. You work all that out, giving your answer to one decimal place, and you end up with an answer of 5.8 meters squared. Remember, in any trig question, to have the formula, working, answer, and units. Okay? Now, you may well be faced with a question like this, where you're given too much information. And what you have to do is identify what you need to use and what you need to just discard. Remember, what we want is our angle sandwich. So you want the angle sandwiched in between the two sides, either side of it. So this information is not necessary. So we're going to use the 14, the 22, and the 82 to find our area. So again, formula, working, answer, and units. So the area is a half AB sine C. So that's going to be a half times 14 times 22 times sine of 82. Work all that out to one decimal place. We get 152.5, and your units are centimeters squared. Okay? Now, here's a couple for you to try yourselves. So try each question, work out the area, pause the video, and check back to see if your answers are correct. Okay, so if we work each of these out, area is half AB sine C. That's going to be a half times, now we've got our angle and each side, either side of it, so a half times 14 times 30 times sine 32. You work that out and you get an answer of 111.3 to one decimal place. And we're talking of meters squared being our unit. Now for the second one here, we've got too much information. So you want to select what is going to help you find the area. You've got your angle, so you want the two sides, either side, so you've got your angle sandwich. This is irrelevant for what we are looking to do. So our area is half AB sine C. That's a half times 17 times 15. The order of the sides doesn't matter, remember, because you're multiplying them, and you're multiplying it all by sine 52. Work that out, and you get an answer of 100.5, and your units are centimeters squared. Okay, so that's how you find the area of a triangle using the formula. You can sometimes be asked to use the formula to find the area of different shapes. Now, whatever shape you're asked to find the area of, you will always be able to break it up into triangles if you're expected to use this formula. Now, what we've got here is a quadrilateral, and what we need to do is we need to break it up into triangles. Now, preferably, we have two options. You can either break it down that way, or we can break it down that way. Now, you want to break it up in such a way as to end up with an angle sandwich. So the only way that you can break it up to do that, so that you have a triangle or two triangles where each triangle gives you an angle on two sides, either side of it, is if we break it down as shown. So what you need to do is you need to think of this as triangle A, think of this as triangle B, work out each area separately, and then add up both your answers to get the total area. Okay. So if we do area A, first of all, we can say area A is going to be a half AB sine C. And that's just going to be a half times 1.1 times 3.5 multiplied by sine of the angle sandwiched in between. That's 72. You work that out and you get an answer of 1.83. And that'll be meters squared. To work out area B, again, same formula. Half AB sine C. So this time it's a half times 3 times 1.2 times sine of the angle sandwiched in between. So it's sine 111. Work that out and we get an answer of 1.68 meters squared. Now to finish off the question, what you've got to do is state the total area. So the total area is just going to be the sum of the two areas you found. So it's going to be 1.83 plus 1.68, and we end up with an answer of 3.51, and your units are meters squared. Okay, so that's how you use the formula to find an area which is not a triangle. You break up your shape into triangles, work out each area separately, and add up your answers. So you could be faced with quadrilaterals, you could be faced with hexagons, or whatever it might be, and you should always have that ready to use if you're asked to find the area of a shape. Okay, so I hope that was helpful, and that concludes all our trigonometry videos.